This is quite possibly the 8th or 9th time I've sat down to film this, and for whatever reason, it is extremely difficult. On this channel, I try to keep things very brief and very simple, but therapy is neither of those things. I am having an epiphany here. Perhaps that is why this is so incredibly difficult for me to film. I want to perfectly articulate why, if you are struggling and hung up on things in your life, you should attend therapy. I can't do that in a simple or brief way adequately. So I guess I'm just gonna have to settle with imperfection right here. Oh my gosh, my therapist would be so proud of me. You all know I have been completely open and honest and vulnerable about my struggles with binge eating disorder. My first memory of binge eating, even though I didn't know that's what it was at 4 years old. It is actually one of my first memories ever. Absolutely stuffing my face. I had this uncontrollable urge to just keep eating. It was vegetable soup. I was in the basement of my first home on Brandon Road in Kentucky, and I was just so sad and so overwhelmed with emotion, and that's what I did. I ate and I ate and I ate, and this happened all of the time in different stressful seasons in my life. So binge eating disorder, when I was a young adult, 18 or 19 years old, became the reason that I started therapy. I have attended therapy multiple times since that first time, whether it was binge eating disorder, continuing to recover in that, marriage counseling and therapy. I've done that a few times. More recently, I started attending therapy again 4 months ago through BetterHelp.com. This is not a commercial. It's not an ad even. I don't want my opinion to be influenced by something that I could benefit from. I am simply sharing this resource because it has benefited me so positively. So I started getting back into therapy, or I got back into therapy 4 months ago on BetterHelp.com. Their website is unique because they give you all these different options for therapists that you would like to see. You check off what is most important to you, and then they pair you with a therapist or counselor that they think will benefit you most. And let me tell you, they hit the nail on the head, because I have never, in all of my experience with therapy, had someone who got me as well and who was as wise and as gentle in her approach to therapy as the current therapist that I have. Once every 3 or 4 days, I am sending her a message, and she responds within a day or two, addressing every single thing. I have gotten way deeper, way more personal, and way more honest with her than I have with any therapist, and it just naturally happened that way. And I can't even begin to express how much freedom and peace has come from the relationship that I have with her. In my experience, therapy made things worse before things got better. I have been trying to run from discomfort my whole life. It's human nature to try to feel the good things and not feel the bad things. But when one of those things gets out of balance, unhealth ensues. So she has been able to very gently guide me toward looking at the more painful things. And even when things felt like they were getting worse, I have been in a safe place with my therapist. She's helping me see the light at the end of the tunnel in areas that I didn't think I'd ever be able to get over. I cannot recommend therapy or counseling enough, and I also cannot recommend it enough from BetterHelp.com. Again, not a commercial. I'm not paid. This is not an ad. It has just been the easiest, most affordable, most accessible, and most effective therapy I've ever been to. If there is any tiny bit of you that has considered going to therapy and you haven't before, or even if you have, I cannot recommend enough that you go to BetterHelp.com and look at what they offer and see if it'll work for you. When I started 4 months ago, they offered a 7-day free trial, and I highly recommend doing that because you can get really deep in 7 days when you are doing a video call or an email back and forth on a daily basis with a therapist or counselor. In addition to that, they offer financial assistance. I could say a lot more, but I feel like I'm gonna stop this here. And you know what? Do me a favor, and if you have any experience with therapy, or if you have any fears or opinions or feelings whatsoever in regard to counseling or therapy, talk about it in the comments below. I am really curious to hear other people's experiences and to hear not just the happy stories, but the difficult ones as well. This is stuff of real life. It's the painful stuff. And if we work through the painful stuff, sometimes there are really happy and peaceful and whole parts on the other end of it. Let's talk about both dynamics. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next week.